Okay, so page 8, making a budget. So first step to come up with a good budget is comparing your income to your expense. What happens if your expense is more than your income? You're in debt. Yes, good. I wanted that word to come up, debt. So DEBT, that means you overspent. All right. If your expense is less than your income, then that's good. You have extra money. When you have extra money, what do you usually do with it?
Save it.
Save it. How do you save it?
Put it in high interest account.
Okay. Or okay. So now you know to put it in a bank account. But when you were younger, piggy bank, right? So any type of saving is saving. Why is a bank account better than a piggy bank? Okay, so yeah, interest. You earn interest. I know that a lot of you guys have student accounts. So before it was, I think because the accounts were free, they don't really pay you interest. But now, I think they pay you a little bit. How little do you know? 2%?
0 point something percent.
Alright, so 2% was the good old days. Yeah, so now it's very little. It's and that percent that they give you, is it a monthly percent that they give you? Like let's say they pay you 1%. It's annual. Yeah, so that 1%, you still have to divide it by 12, and then you each month you get that 0 point something percent on the amount. Yeah. So later on, we will be calculating interest, how much interest exactly you are making, and how much the banks are kind of cheating off your money. Okay. But first off, in the introduction of the finance unit, we are going to talk about budget. All right. So what are some source of income that people have? Yep.
Tax credit.
Okay. Tax credit, but how often is that? Tax credit is only like once a year. All right. Yep. A job, right? Salary. Your salary is the biggest income. All right. If later on when you have kids, okay, you will have child support. That's still very little, FYI. Okay. And then what are some example of expense? That is
Car payment.
car payment. Yeah, Cyber.
Groceries.
Groceries. Yes, we need to eat. Rent. Yeah, we need to live. Mortgage. Oh, that's the big one. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Entertainment.
Entertainment. Oh yeah. We all need that.
Medical bills if you're American.
Okay, yeah, good point. So the good thing with Canada is our health card covers all our medical needs. But then still that you might need some supplements and stuff that you have to pay out of pocket. Utility, yeah. You have a house, but you need electricity and water. Okay, so we'll be talking about all those. So, for example, right here, let's say you have the income. And so income support, part-time job, child support. So with the government, the sad thing with this government is the more money you make, the more tax you pay. The less money you make, the more support they give you. It's pretty ironic. So let's say this person right here, they have a part-time job, and because they only make $400 a month, the government does support them with some more money, because otherwise you can't survive. Okay, and this person has children as well, and so they get $200 a month for child support. Okay, how do I get from a monthly amount to a yearly amount? Yeah, just simply times it by 12. Hi.
My dad's car battery just learned to randomly die while we were driving.
While you were driving? Oh, okay. Well, the good thing is, yeah. Oh, there's an expense. right? So the bad thing with having a car is then you have to prepare for to fix the car. Okay, so now it's time to calculate your monthly and yearly expense. So you will have two types of spending, fixed and variable. So during our discussion, we talked about a lot of expense. So for example, Cheyenne, uh, the to fix that car, is that an example of a fixed expense or a variable expense? Variable. What's the difference between fixed and variable? Charles.
Like fixed is more predictable and variable is like something you might have to pay if something happens.
Okay, so predictability and yeah.
Fixed expenses always stay the same.
Yeah.
Variable expenses fluctuate.
Yeah. So more or less is like the same amount periodically. Periodically. Okay. So like expected. Alright, and then as we said, the variable is like unexpected or it changes from time to time. Okay, so one big example is your rent. Okay, and then variable expense are ones that change each month. A big example would be entertainment. You have money this month, you get to go to the movies. You don't have money this month, you are watching TV. Okay, so housing. Everybody has a mortgage. Right? How much are houses right now? Like a nice, let's just say apartment, just like a apartment first. How much do you think an apartment costs roughly?
Oh,
Yeah, 900,000. Okay.
Anywhere from 500,000 to a couple $1,000,000.
Yeah. Okay. So minimum, we can say an apartment. Minimum apartment is about like 500,000. $500,000. Crazy, right? How much is a nice detached home then?
At least a couple of $1,000,000.
Yeah, like at least like a nice decent one, at least 1.5 mil. All right. So yeah, like who has that money? Yeah. Remember back in the days when your parents would say, "Oh, if I win the lottery, I'll get a house." Now, even if you win the lottery, you can't even buy a house. So sad. So, and that's why a lot of people. So because we don't have a suitcase of money and just open it and say, "Here's $1,000,000. Give me my keys to the house." A lot of us have to have a mortgage. What is a mortgage?
It's basically a loan from a bank.
Yeah.
Like the bank technically owns your home and you have to pay the mortgage in full.
Right. Very, very good definition. So the house that you live in right now is actually not your house. It's not yours because you haven't paid for it in full. All right. Because we don't have that $1,000,000. Sorry. The bank has that $1,000,000. So what it is each month you're paying the bank so that you can live in your house. Why is the bank so nice then? Why are they lending you money? Cypher?
Because they're probably going to put interest on the loan.
Not probably, but they are. Yeah, so that's how banks make so much money. That's how banks have so much money is they charge you a heavy interest. Right? So anyone know how much their rent or mortgage is at home right now each month? No, right? Yeah. So it's if you're renting, it's probably around 2,000. If you are having a mortgage, how much do you think then?
I'm gonna say rent.
Okay, so a rent for an apartment is probably around like 2,000, and then for the mortgage, it's probably around 4,000. Yeah. So we'll say monthly. Well, so we'll take the middle. We'll say that monthly it's $3,000. Okay. Utilities. which is like electricity and water. Those are examples of utility. How much do you guys pay? Do you know?
Maybe
200, yeah. So I would say like maybe the electricity is 150, water is another 150. So it's a good $200-300 just for you to take a shower. Each one. No, each well. Well, so you know what? Next time your parents tell you to go take a shower, you can tell them, well, each month it costs us $300 to for utility. If I divide that by 30 days, that means each day I have to spend $10 on just a shower. So why don't we skip it for tonight? All right. Daycare. Later on when you have kids.
Right now it's $0.
Yeah, right now it's $0. So that's good. That's good. All right. So I guess sure we can write $0 because we don't have kids right now. All right. But FYI, I always say my kids were like a walking mortgage. Yeah. So daycare is about $2,000 a month. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's actually a very good business. Okay. Ongoing obligation like child support. So since we don't have kids, we'll put 0. Okay. Phone. Well, now we don't have a phone and cell phone. I think a lot of us just have cell phone. How much is your cell phone bill? That you guys know. Alicia? $40. Yep.
Mine was $5.
Good. Okay. So if you are paying more than 40 right now, you want to switch companies. Yeah. Okay.
It's $1.
Food.
Food.
Food, not including eating out. So like groceries. We're talking about groceries. Yeah. $100 a
maybe now it's like
Okay. Remember, actually, that's a very good point. When he said 100, Stephen said a month. Yes. So make sure on the assignment or on the exam, if it says monthly, you consider monthly. If it says like a day or weekly or yearly, make sure you read the question carefully. Some people wrote for me in the past, like, what is your yearly spending on food? And they said 100. And then I'm like, good luck. No, tonight's dinner, one bean. Yes. Okay, so monthly groceries, 500. It's a typical family. Uh, well, actually, well, with no children, 500 is a little high. Alright, eating out. So coffee, lunch, snacks. How many of you buy your lunch at school? Okay, yeah. How much was the last time you spent in the cafeteria? Oh, Tim Hortons. Okay. So when was the last time you guys bought something from the caf? Oh, okay, good. Okay, nice budget. Okay, within budget. But I think now their combo is like $8. Is it? Yeah, for like spaghetti and meatballs, something like that. So that's pretty expensive. So how much did you spend at Timmy's? $6. Okay. So even though you're thinking, oh, $6, $8 is not a big difference, but imagine if this is every day, $2 each day does add up. So let's say $6 a day, 20 school days in a month.
on weekends, so I go out to eat.
Okay. So you think about 150 a month? So we'll say around like 150. Okay, close. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So well, none of us. Well, from the looks of it, I don't think any of us are wearing like LV stuff. So. Oh. Oh. Okay. Oh, when was the last time you went shopping? Well, the good thing is because you guys, your parents buy you a lot of the clothing, so you don't have to spend it. But let's say we're talking about like general spending monthly spending on clothes. $100. And the difference between male and female too. Well, you have to know, like, going shopping for a female is entertainment. Yeah, see? Like, we all agree. Alright. And well, remember, some people wear the same jeans, like, for the whole year. So, there is a difference. So, this one, notice, so clothing is a very good example of a variable expense. So, roughly, we'll say maybe $50. I don't know. Your underwear can rip. Yeah, your socks. It's winter time. It gets soaked and wet in the snow and puddles. All right, home supplies. So, cleaning supplies.
Do pens count as home supply?
Yeah,
$10.
$10. Okay, yeah. Ooh.
I don't know, like dusting off stuff like that, like regular
Yeah. All right, so. Well, the good thing is cleaning supplies usually last a while, but so laundry detergent that will be considered home supplies. So I would say like maybe $20. $20. All right, transportation.
We spend like $6 every day.
Like 40 bucks?
$6 every day for TTC, right?
50.
40 bucks?
So $6 a day, 6 times 20. Yeah. Oh,
Wait, does transportation like
yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. So those of you who had a ride coming to school, it doesn't mean that, oh, I don't have to spend that $6. You're spending more on gas. Yeah.
Wait, this change technically?
What's the gas price today?
Isn't it like one?
Like it's like 160, $1.60 per liter. Yes, so that's very expensive. So I think I know. Yeah. So uh, I think it's safe to say we spend like about like at least $10 each day on transportation. So I would say like around 300. Alright, car loans. Alright, you have a car. Alright. Well, and it also depends if you're driving a Toyota or you're driving a Tesla. Alright, so car loan. Yeah, yeah. But snow tires, we don't need it monthly. The good thing is we don't need to buy new sets every.
I don't think the budget for it.
Alright, so car loan. Anyone know how much?
I haven't been
a lot per month?
So car loan is usually a couple hundred. It's much, much, much better than like a mortgage. But car loan, normally it's still about like $500 on regular. Vacation.
In this economy?
Okay, vacation.
We don't need vacation.
You don't need vacation. You don't have money left.
Can we vacation?
Okay, how often do you go on vacation? Annually. Yeah, usually people try, at least try for mental health sake, to go yearly. Okay.
Yeah, but now they just drive.
So let's say you go to Florida once a year. Why not? Let's just say. Okay, otherwise Niagara Falls. Okay. So I think that vacation is probably for a family, maybe 3,000.
Like how many?
A family vacation is like $3,000. We'll just say like a budgeted a budget vacation. If you have like 4 people in your family, you'll just go for 3 days. If you only are going as a couple, then you'll go for a week. So we'll say 3,000. Alright. Should I put down 3,000 here?
Oh, you're month.
Right. Okay. We're not going monthly. Okay. So again, see the trick. Alright. So we'll put about 3,000 right here.
Maybe you put like your vacation money into a piggy bank monthly. So you divide like the 3,000 by 12.
Yeah. So I'll put. Yeah, you could do that. A lot of people do save up money and then they save it up. Once they have enough, they'll go for the vacation. Hey, recreation, movies, video games, sports game, membership. Netflix subscription, $20 a month. Alright. Yeah, sounds right. Gifts. Yeah. 70. Wow, that's a month? Each month? That's a lot.
$5 annually.
$5 annually. When was the last time you got invited to a birthday party?
$3.
So maybe yearly. Yearly, how much you spend on gifts? Negative. Well, Christmas time, actually, like for example, Christmas, you just spent. How much did you just spend on Christmas? $60 in gifts. All right. So maybe for the year, we'll say 100 for the year. Okay. Haircut. I saw that a lot of you guys got new haircuts after the break. How often? So the boys, how often do you guys cut your hair? Once a month?
3 months.
Once every 3 months? Okay, how about ladies? When was the last time you guys got a haircut? 2 weeks ago? But when was the last time? Like before that 2 weeks? 3 months, year and a half. All right. So the good thing with girls is we just let our hair grow longer. Okay. And then if anything, we just trim it ourselves. So the personal expense. So how much is it each time you guys cut your hair?
40.
Yeah. 15.
80.
All right. And I'm hearing that you guys go cut your hair once every 2 months. So we'll say about $10 a month. All right, babysitting. Since we don't have kids, we don't need that. Oh, well, that's another story. Okay, so now any other expense that we haven't thought about? I think this is a pretty thorough list. Okay, so
Investment.
well, those are well, yeah, actually that is part of expense. Okay, So now the cruel part.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's add these up. Okay, so since this is yearly, so let's divide that by 12. That means it's about like 250 we're saving up right here. And then 1,000 divided by 12, we'll say is like $8. Okay, can you guys calculate my monthly expense total? How much? 48. Okay, and then times that by 12. 61,776. Woo, man, and that's why we need a job. Okay, does your spending balance with your income? Does Mary spending and income balance? Well, Mary, she makes $2,550 per month, and she spends $2,660 per month. What does that mean? All right, what does that mean? She's in debt. What's another word for debt? In debt. What's another word? Negative dollars. There's better vocab than that. Yes. Deficit. Good job. Deficit. This is you'll see this word come up. You'll see this word come up in EQAO. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there like government stuff?
You could say that, but I think they just call it saving on EQAO. I think that's the thing.
We're not Donald Trump.
Okay. So, if you make good money, I would say possibly your monthly income is around like maybe 54. Yeah, and that's if you have a nice job. Okay, so
Is this American though?
no. Okay, so if my monthly expense based on here is this, what's my monthly balance?
$252.
$252, and that is my savings. All right, that can go to savings. And but okay, so does that mean I'm guaranteed that I can save 250 every month?
No.
Why? Why not? Why is it not a guarantee? I have 250 here.
Number one, we cannot accurately predict variable expenses.
Good. Okay, that's why we have variable expense.
Yeah, other stuff might happen, like oil battery.
Right. Okay. So your car breaks down, and so you need to take that money out of your piggy bank. Okay. You your stove breaks, so then now you have to eat out more, and or you have to replace it. Alright. Right. The circle below represent a person's monthly income, 2,500. From the total there are the following expense. Rent is gonna cost you 1,250. Okay, food is 500, transportation 100, and another expense, another extra expense, or another 250.
Wait. So why were you
Alright.
about making
Okay, interesting. Thank you. So, what percent does each item represent? Percentage are used to express how large one quantity is relative to another. So the first one is done for you. If you have 2,500 as your income and rent is half of it, Try it. So 1,250 divided by 2,500, that's 0.50. Times that by 100%, that means 50% of your circle is going to go to rent. Rent. Okay, so let's make a nice pie chart. Food, we said, how much? 500. All right, so 500. Can we do the calculation?
Yes.
What do I do? 500.
500 divided by 2,500 times 100.
Yeah, and then, whoops, and then times 100%. So that gives us 20%. Sorry. Yeah, times by 100, you get 20%. Okay. Can you guys do the other transportation?
I think that was 4%.
You think?
Yeah.
I thought you did it.
Yeah, I did it, but I'm not looking at it right now.
Why not?
Because I'm doing the compound interest.
Clothing. Okay, so clothing is also the same, so we know it's 4%. And then the other stuff is 250. Okay. So that's 10%. Okay. Whoops. 3 plus 20 plus 10 plus 8. Okay. So now, so if this is 50%, that's 25%. So 20% will be about like right here. So that's food. Okay. You have 4% for transportation, 4% for clothing, and then 10% for expense. Okay, so if you add these up properly, 50 plus 20 plus 4 plus 4 plus 10, that's 88%. What is this last bit then? Savings. Good. So that means whatever's left, hopefully that goes to savings. How much does this person save each month? Okay. Yeah.
I 12%.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's 12%.
So 300.
Oh.
And what percentage is that? That's 12%. So you could do 100%, take away that 88% to get that 12%. Is this a good budget? No, yes. How many of you think like yes? If you're able to save 10% at 12% each month, that's a good budget.
Yeah.
Okay, how many of you say no? Okay, what about the others? Okay, so those who say yes. Yeah.
I mean, as long as they're not
In debt.
crazy.
Yeah, as long as they're not in debt, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a working budget.
Okay. Those who say no.
Number one, that is like only $250 for extra expenses might not end well. Also, it's much more smarter to save some money to invest. Also, what happens to insurance?
Insurance?
Yeah,
Well, extra expense, we'll say.
yeah, that it's not $250.
Huh?
Therefore, no.
Okay. Alright, so to me, I think it's not bad if you're able to save up more than 10% each month. It's actually not bad in today's society. Okay. Yeah. Alright. So let's say especially for those of you that says no, that is too little. We can't do 12%. Alright, then what do you have to do? You have to cut expense. Okay? You don't make more money suddenly. You don't go to your boss and say, give me a raise. Alright? So what do you have to do? You have to cut it on your own. So in the example, Mary spends $180 more per month than her budget allows. So how can Mary cut down on her expense? So for example, Mary spends $2.50 per day during the week on coffee. Okay, how much would she save if she stopped getting her coffee at the coffee shop? So 250 times 5 days, and then that's the amount for the week times 52 weeks. She could save $650 per year just on coffee. Okay, so calculate how much each person would save by cutting back on the following. So Michelle saves $85 per month for fitness membership that she rarely uses. How much money can she save in 1 year if she quits that membership? Okay, so this one nice and easy. You're just doing 85 times 12. So she could save per year. Save 1,020 per year. Okay. Those who smoke. Louise, buy 3 packs of cigarettes per week. Each pack is $12.50. How much money can she save in 1 year if she quits smoking? All right. So what does she have to do? $12.50 per pack times 3 packs a week. And then what do I have to do to this, Joshua? Right, because 52 weeks.
No, if the person keeps on smoking this stuff, they don't have to take care of themselves. They're gonna die soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And goes out to lunch every Friday. On average, she spends about $18 each time. How much money can she spend in 1 year if she stops going out for lunch each week? 18 times every week, so times 52. So you see how these small things, it really does add up. But then at the same time, you don't want to be working for your mortgage, working for the sake of living. You want to enjoy life too. Okay. If you were to cut back on one thing in life to save money, what would that be? So think about your spending right now. Food.
Children.
Children, okay. So if you say children, then maybe you should be more appreciative to your parents and say, thanks for having me. I know how much you spent on me.
Gifts and manage.
Gifts, okay. All right, so that's let's see. All right, so let's move on. Time cards. So once you guys get a job, you especially part-time jobs. So for example, if you go to Tim Hortons or McDonald's, there's time cards. Time cards are filled out by employees, maximum regular hours before overtime are paid over $40. So Hannah works in the kitchen and often work split shifts. Fill in the missing amount on Hannah's time card. Okay, so on Monday, she started work at 6 a.m. and she ended at 9. And then she went back to the restaurant at 11 and then was out at 1. So how many total hours did she work on Monday? 5 hours. Okay, Tuesday. Just shout it out if you 8. Okay. Wednesday,
7,
Thursday,
7,
Friday,
9,
Saturday she's off. Lucky her. And then Sunday. Okay. So how many? So if you add those up, that's 46 hours.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. So that means regular out
43. It's 43.
43. Where did you spend that extra 3 hours?
Isn't Sunday night?
What? Oh shoot! It's 1, not 11.
Bro.
There, guys, it's
Oh,
9.
it's 9. So how many hours in total?
45. Oh wait, David was
45.
5 plus 8 plus 14 plus 18, 45. Okay, so 45 hours. So regular hours, 40, overtime, that means 5. So for a total of 45 hours. A lot of people do like working overtime because you can see they get 1.5 times pay. So 40 times 15, that's 600. And then for that extra 5 hours that they spend overtime, 112.50. So altogether for that week, $712.50. Alright. So if she works that amount for 2 weeks, times that by 12, so times that by 2, so that's 1,425. If I times that for the month, that means 2,850 a month. Okay. And then in a year, times it by 12, 34,200 for the year. Is that a good income?
No.
No. Yeah, definitely not.
It's not even. No wait, but Hannah's a tipped worker, so
Yeah. So a lot of people in the restaurant business, their minimum wage is actually not that great, but they do get tips. Okay, so Hannah usually get around $30 per day on tip from the servers from the restaurant. How much money does she make in tips per week?
$10. Oh wait, $180. 180. Not 80. $180.
Alright. Now this is the trick here. How many days a week does she work? 6 days. She gets Saturday off. So why should she get tip if she's off? So here it should be $30 times the 6 days. So 180, not 210. So how much does she make altogether in 1 week? So 1 week it was the 712 with that 180. $892.50. Okay, how much per hour does this work out to be? So if this is how much she gets for the week, she worked 45 hours. So when you divide it back out, it comes out to $19.83 per hour, which is not bad. It's more than minimum wage now.
Wait, Hannah's earning so less. Why is she taking Saturday off?
Yeah. Well, you need to have some time to yourself too. Hey, let's see. Where do I want to stop?
Oh no.
You skip David?
Well, David, you do on your own.
Oh,
What time is it now? Oh, it's okay. Let's see. Let me just go over this part really quickly. Yeah, just this part because tomorrow we have the mentorship thing. I don't know how much time it's gonna take up this class or the other, so I just want to go over this. Yeah. So some people earn a salary, while others may earn a small salary plus commission. So, a traditional blend beater and sewer gets paid $250 per pair of moccasins. Oh. Okay. It takes her 20 hours to complete a pair, and it costs her $30 in material. How much would she get paid if she made 5 pairs of moccasins per month? Alright, so 250 times 5, 1,250. But then she has to spend $30 in material, so that's $150. So she would make $1,100 after the expense. So remember, it's always the amount subtract your expense. That's how you figure out how much you can get. How much per hour does she make? So 20. If she spends 20 hours on it, 20 hours per pair, and then times 5, that's 100 hours. So if you divide that, she's only making $11 per hour making those shoes. How much would she make in 1 year if she consistently made and sold 5 pairs per month? So in a whole year, she would just make 13,200. So not a very good budget at all. Okay, but then I think they get tax exempt. Alright, so maybe one solution is increase the price of those. Okay. Okay, so this one is a commission one. I want to go over the commission. John earns 31,200 a year plus commission. One week he grossed $725. What does the word gross mean? Yeah. Income before tax or after expense. Yeah, so that's like the net basically. So gross. Another word for gross means like the net. Okay. He sold 2,500 worth of merchandise. So how much does he make per week, not including commission? So 31,200. That's the base salary. If you divide that by 52 weeks, that's $600 base commission. Okay. Base salary. So that's the base salary. How much did he make in commission? So if you do this 725, take away that, it means that he made $125 in commission. What is the rate? It was $2,500 worth. So if you divide that and times by 100, that means his commission rate is 5%. Right? So 5% is actually a lot for a commission. Imagine if you're a real estate agent and you sold a house and you made 5% commission. Yep, exactly. And so that's why there's so many real estate agents. Okay. So I think that is all. Okay. We talked about a lot on budget today. All right. So for the rest of the class, if you guys can just keep working on this. Tomorrow, I don't know what the schedule is like, but we can figure out this part tomorrow. Okay, so I would say up to page 15. Okay, all the way up to page 15.